right, ladies and gentlemen, we are filming here on Monday, November 10th for Wednesday, November 12th.
Dang. This month's almost gone.
No, we're almost to the halfway point, but yeah, I mean, but while we're filming here, we had our first snow here in Ohio for the new winter. Well, it's not winter, it's the late fall, early winter. You know how it is.
It's winter. It feels like winter to me.
Yeah. Temperatures have that drastically dipped since last week. But I bring it up because you know how the media, they had to hype it 2 to 6 inches in Akron and then up to 8 in Cleveland. Now I guess Cleveland got hit. Bob, you were telling me your Northfield for your horses yesterday.
It was coming down pretty good.
There you go.
It was coming down.
Here in Akron, though, you're not going to even get an inch. That was way over exaggerated. You might as well, if you're worried about the snow, get your brooms out and sweep it away because that's what it's dust right now. But I bring it because Thanksgiving around the corner. The weather's getting colder, but the football is getting hotter. This is 10 Cent Beer Night, the official sports show of FifthDimensionRadio.com every Wednesday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Seth, and here's Bob.
I'm Bob.
There's Bob. Mixed weekend for our teams this past weekend, but we're going to start with the big national news that we saw coming and we don't like talking about. And Cleveland Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were indicted yesterday for their gambling.
Well, I guess they did pick up Ortiz. They did pick him up. He's in custody.
He was arrested in Boston.
In Boston, and I guess the Clase is still on the loose.
So he's getting away. Yeah,
so, he's probably in his home country right now. But
right. Both players are trying to play in Dominican Republic in the Winter League, and Dominican Republic said no because you're under investigation from Major League Baseball and the federal government. You can't play here during the winter. So they were upset about that. But, yeah, I guess Clase had multiple bettors, and I guess more information is going to come out soon who those people were. Some of it might not because we'll
you're right. It was pitches.
Yeah, it was strikes and balls. And I guess because a lot of people said, you know, we've talked about before about him throwing in the dirt a lot more than he should, and what those were intentional. And some people said he only made $12,000 do it. No. He charged $7,000 per intentional ball he threw per better. So I mean, that was some of the information that came out because I don't know. Some people are saying he only made $12,000. No, because he wouldn't do this if he only made $12,000. He had a $36 million.
Yeah, you can make millions of dollars. Why the hell would you do it $12? $12,000.
Yeah, there's more. He was making more than that, and that's what caught their attention. And so, long story short, well, this is going to free up $36 million plus of their cap room now.
Well, they better go get some bats.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a closer now. I think the guy that Smith or whatever his name was,
It's Smith.
Yeah.
Cave Smith.
Yeah, he did pretty well enough where, I mean, if they have a competition in this, I don't think they will. I think he's going to be the guy. He did well enough.
Really don't think, they don't need to go after pitching. They need to go after some hitting.
Right.
They need to go in outfield help.
I wouldn't say no to a new starter, though. Add at least one good starter. I mean, they did let some guys go, including Blake Lively the other day.
Blake was he was getting up there in age. So.
Yeah. So they did bring back Carlos Gonzalez. Was it
I know Lane Thomas went free agent.
Yeah. Hey, you know they're pretty much loaded with prospect outfit. Their outfield's shaping up well finally, but. We're bringing this up because it's early in the Major League Baseball offseason. We'll have more soon, but this is a big topic right now, and it's happening up in Cleveland. They're saying this is up there with the Black Sox scandal. I mean, this is a bad look.
I'm going to tell you, we talked about this before. When they legalized gambling, you knew this was coming.
Right.
We all knew it was coming.
Right.
You know, you can go on your phone and make a bet on a certain play, not a quarter, not for the game.
Right.
A quarter, a play. We knew this was coming. I mean, legalized gambling is going to kill this country. Period.
You see, our FBI is looking at the NBA now and made some arrests. You know, with former players, including
a former Cavs player.
Yeah, Damon Jones. Well, he got charged. He's a legit. You know, but Damon Jones, former Cavs player and assistant coach. Ty Lue was in the room when that was going on. Kevin Garnett was there. All kinds of. And they said it wasn't just a poker game, that there was fixed games involved with the mob and everything, and the NBA players, former and current. because there are a couple current that are in trouble. And remember, it was funny because Terry Rozier, who got in trouble with this recently, he was investigating in the summer, and they said, "Oh, we don't have anything on him. It was just kind of some false information. He's good, you know. He's free to go." And then they come back and say, "Oh no, wait, there was something." So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. And that's the same thing with Beasley, who was with the Pistons last year, who is on the Cavs' radar still. If he is cleared and free to go, he might end up with Cleveland sooner than later. But they still haven't cleared him yet, so we'll see what's going on. But Bob, this is looking bad, and it's only a matter of time, and we're going to say it, where the NFL something sparks, somebody says something, somebody does.
I always said the NFL was
Right.
fixed, but
you know, and we have our suspicions and everything. I mean, prime example yesterday, the Jaguars Texans game. Texans won the final seconds. They tipped the ball from Trevor Lawrence. Texans defensive tackle got the ball and took it to the end zone in the final seconds, and it counted, so they added 6 points. The spread was 1 point. They were up by 1 until that touchdown, so somebody lost out on money because of that touchdown. All they needed to do was, it was 4th down, all they needed to do was stop the play, and it's...
I know.
There would have been some money won by some bettors there.
And you see that
and
a
there
lot.
still would have been. I'm not saying there wasn't, but yeah, I mean...
You see that a lot. I mean, you see that a lot. But
it was like, take the point.
I think I sent you the little thing I had that I seen the other day. It was they were one of the Browns games a couple games back. They're out there, everybody's in line, you know, getting ready to do the play.
You're week 2 or something.
And it came up on the screen, a flag.
Right. I saw that when it was live.
But then they took it off real quick.
Yep.
The next thing you know, a flag is thrown right after the play.
Right.
You know, so you're starting to wonder, is the NFL set up? You know, I've always said, and I tell people this before, I used to play the sheets for amusement only. For amusement only.
We were talking years ago, too.
We're talking years ago.
Yeah.
You were talking years ago.
This story, I mean.
And I had a gentleman, not naming any name, of course he's gone now. He left us, you know, a couple years ago. He gave me he said, "I'm going to give you the only 3 winners on the sheet this week." That's what he told me. I'll never forget that. "I want you to play these 3 teams." I won. They were the only 3 in the pro ranks. Now we're talking. It was the only 3 teams that won, carried the spot, carried whatever. It was only 3 teams that won on the sheet that week. They knew. I'm ever since then, I always said, to me, the NFL is fixed.
You know, and
but
I always have my suspicions, but they've made it too out. And I mean, you're talking about, Bob, in the TV booth, Tony Romo, a former Dallas Cowboys quarterback, has said live on air, I should say, he said it live on air, but not during a game, during a post game. He said, I feared when gambling got legalized that this was going to be a bad luck for the NFL, and here we are. Yeah. You know, and...
Well, I've been saying all along, you know, legalized gambling is going to kill sports, period.
Pro sports.
Pro sports.
Pro sports, you know.
Well, it even can kill at college levels. Because, you know, there's a lot of college betting going on, too.
There is, yeah. And then, you know, we talk about NILs with high school.
They need to do away with the point spreads when they're announcing games. So and so's 5-point favorite. So and so's 8-point favorite. They need to do away with that. Just say so and so.
Should we stop doing that here too?
We should start doing it. Period. You know, it makes them to look like, well, you know, first of all, in these half-point things they got, 3.5-point favorite. How in the hell are you gonna get 3.5 point? How do you get a half point?
You don't. There's no way.
You know,
there's a way you can get
tie
1 point,
game,
but
you tie a game, you lose because you didn't have the half point. Where's the half point at?
Right.
You know, I used to. I'll be honest with you. I used to gamble. I used to gamble big time, but not anymore. I put a couple dollars on the horses, and don't tell me every once in a while I wonder about that too. Okay, and I'm not saying it. It ain't as bad as we'll say back in the 40s and 50s and 60s when it was pretty ongoing thing, but
right
because the state really broke down on the horse situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I believe so. So, going to switch gears here, but of course with Clausen and Ortiz getting in trouble. I mean, they're pretty. It's done. It's write them off. They're not going to see the mound ever again. They're not going to see professional baseball ever again. I mean, their life, as we know. I mean, we're talking a max of 65 years. They're talking about prison. They're going to prison. So I mean, they threw it away, and I bring it up too because now that they're going to be the contract's terminated, assuming Lane Thomas opted for free agency and all that, there is money for the guards to spend. Obviously, it's not hundreds of millions of dollars, but they can look at their options and get some decent. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to throw a name out there, Bob. I personally am not sold on their shortstop situation right now. Rocchio, he might be better off the bench, which is fine. I'm not an Arias fan. Bo Bichette sitting there, and there's enough money in the Guardians to go get him.
Yeah,
He's not going to ask for $300 million. He's not. But this is a guy, when he's at his best,
I'd go get Bichette.
this is a 280 average guy that could get you 20-some home runs and 80 to 90 RBIs on his best season. And he's got a good glove, too. I would, and the Blue Jays weren't sure about bringing, also because they're extending other guys and trying to get actually other good free agents. The ownership over there will spend, and they just came off the World Series, so there's even more money for them to use. And I think Springer's contract's coming up to an end, too, and that's going to free up some space. But yeah, I mean that's one guy. If I'm the Guardians, that I go all in. I go like, okay, here's a 4 or 5 year deal. It's probably going to be 100 something because that's the average for a solid star player. I know they want to get Kwan too under contract, but who, by the way, congratulations, just tied Kenny Lofton for most Golden Gloves as a Cleveland outfielder.
Right.
So yeah, he had 4. That's his 4th now. I mentioned last week when I was by myself that they gave out the Golden Gloves and everything, but I forgot to mention that Kwan got one. So there you go. So congrats to him. But switching gears here, because we do have another high school game of the week in the playoffs here. Mogador dismantled East Palestine.
It was 50, 40. I don't know.
No, it was. I have it right
I
here.
know Palestine
54-7. No, I had a bet. I accidentally pushed something before I got on my page, and they were trying to sell me Cavs tickets for tonight's game. I went, no, I'm not going to.
They playing tonight?
Yeah, they're playing. We'll talk about it, but they are playing tonight. But first, because we are going to host Mogador High School's playoff game again this coming week. They won 54-7 against East Palestine. So
they're playing the East Canton Hornets, who upsetted the number 2 seed, I think, in last week's. That's why Mogador got a home game this week.
So hey, congrats to East Canton though. So they're 10-2, Mogador's 10-1. So we'll see what kind of game we're going to be looking, because some people might look at the records and say, hey, this is going to be a good game. You don't know Mogador in the playoffs. They will still crush you like it's a regular season game, and you're a small town school, another small town, because Mogador's a small town school too.
Both the schools are Division 7,
right?
The lowest division you can get in OHSAA.
So, but there you go. So we pregame at 6:45 like normal.
Right.
Yep. So tune in the Fifth Dimension Radio's website.
Any updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now the following week, regionals start for the state tournaments, and we haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet about that. So that'll come after the Mogador game this week. So
yeah. So there you go. So potentially this could be our last one of the season. It's been a hell of past couple of months for Fifth Dimension and the high school games. A lot of people really enjoying it.
We had a call. We had a call. Where were they? Hey, Robert, where were they from? Florida? Yeah, they were Florida. We got a text message while we were in the booth from Florida that they were listening to the game.
Awesome. No, awesome there. So, again, and it's going to be brisk out there, but the kids are going to be ready to play. So yeah.
So we got people tuning in.
Absolutely. Oh, we've had the whole time, but it's cool for people catching on and us doing these games.
It was a Mogador alumnus that lives in Florida.
I hope they tune in again this Friday, man. There. So 6:45 p.m. pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. In Mogador. This will be in Mogador, which is not a terrible drive from East Canton. So I'm sure East Canton will bring some people as well. We're talking, 25-minute drive or so. Maybe half hour, depending. But it's not a terrible drive at all. Weather should be okay, too. It's just going to be cold. It's going to be cold, maybe some wind for issues with the kickers. And then
if they can't tune in, we'll say tune in on Friday night to the game. There is a replay on our YouTube channel, usually sometimes Saturday nights, Sunday mornings. We'll have it on the YouTube, Fifth Dimension Radio, 10-cent beer night. And we're also on WAOH.TV on Monday evenings at 6 o'clock, and they can hear the game and see the video and everything on both the YouTube and the TV channel. So on Monday, so on Facebook Live, go Fifth Dimension Radio Facebook page. That's why Mr. Fifth Dimension over there, he has to keep me informed.
Absolutely there. So, yeah, just watch out for that, ladies and gentlemen, there. It could potentially be our last one, so make sure you catch it there. If not, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll keep everybody informed for the regionals and the. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So there you go. We got only about a minute left. Columbus Crew unfortunately lost Game 3 between FC Cincinnati this past weekend, so they've been eliminated from the MLS playoffs there, which means I'm looking up for the player because I want to get the right guy. But there's a former Akron U player.
Speaking of Akron U, they won in the Big East Championship.
Yep, they beat Creighton again. So they've beat up Creighton since they beat us in basketball. So it's been nice to see the soccer team have our basketball teams back, and because Creighton's a solid soccer program too, and so but Akron's better. So so there you go. Yeah, with Columbus Crew now done, Darlington Nagbe, former Akron Zip, will be retiring officially. If you don't know his career, he won the cup for Akron back in 2011, 12.
It's been at least 10 years.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know. It's Akron's only national championship, but
it's down in the lobby.
Yeah,
the trophy's in the lobby. I seen it the other night when I was there. No, I think it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2016.
No, I was living in Indiana when they did it because I watched the game in Indiana, and I lived in Indiana from 2010 and 2011. So it would have been 2010.
Yeah, it was 2000.
It was 2010.
The Potato Bowl trophies in that case too.
Yeah, and that was 16.
That was 16. Yeah, I knew one of the trophies had 16 on it.
Yeah. And just real quick, he grew up in Lakewood. He's from Nigeria, but his family moved to Lakewood, so Ohio's been in his heart. He was drafted to Portland. Later, Caleb. Oh, his name is slipping my name. The former Akron U coach.
Porter.
Caleb Porter gets hired by Portland. They win a championship together, beating Columbus. There you go. He then goes to Seattle and wins it all. Does he win it all? No, he did not win it all there in Seattle.
But I think he got a championship game.
He may have went there, but then he went to play for Atlanta. He comes back to Ohio, signs with Columbus. Porter comes to Columbus. They win another championship together. So they won 3 championships, including Akron U together, between Porter and him. And then Porter eventually, unfortunately, gets fired, but they get another coach. They win another championship. So he was a 3-time MLS championship, 1-time NCAA championship. And I think his number will be retired by the Crew, too. I mean, he was a fantastic player for them. We wish him and his family well, but I think he's gonna live in Ohio. He's gonna stay here, but he loves Ohio. He loves Akron. He loves Columbus, and what a career he has had in the MLS too. So we wish him and his family the best of luck, and the rest of the Crew players as they go into the off season. But another great season, unfortunately, ends with the in-state rival team taking them out in the first round, getting revenge for Columbus eliminating them in the semifinals a couple years ago. So. Gotta take a break. When we come back, we have the wagon wheel game coming up. We have to talk about it. Ohio State rolls too, and Ohio State's been poaching recruits from other teams. It's been great to see that and more. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our second
Half.
part of Ted Said Beer.
Timeout. Timeout.
Timeout. He calls timeout. He's calling timeout because we have to wish Bob Fritz a happy birthday this week.
When?
Your birthday's this week, right?
No. Where'd you guys getting that at? And my birthday was last week.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was November 1st.
No, it wasn't. That's a good one. I like that. Our producer's named Bob, too, for those that don't know. And he pulled a fast one on me. So, happy birthday. But it's the 13th, right?
Yeah, it'd be Thursday, the day after the show.
The day after the show is. So, yeah. So, happy birthday, Bob. And happy late birthday, producer Bob. I hope it was a good one there.
Just remember at the Kent State game tomorrow night, you buy me a Coke.
There you go. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. Real quick, our top college football, top 25 teams in the top 25 that lost this weekend. The rest won. And the rest is history there. We'll have to start with a Big Ten. Wait, hold on. There was people before. First of all, a shot. We'll talk about that in a sec. I'm all mixed up, right? Number 8 Texas Tech beats number 7 BYU 29-7 this past week. Texas Tech improves to 9-1. BYU falls to 8-1. So right now they're both probably in the playoff conversation still. But what a game there. Number 9 Oregon edges out number 20 Iowa in a great Big Ten matchup, 18-16. Oregon is now 8-1. Iowa falls to 6-3. So Iowa's probably going to be out of that conversation, playoff conversation now. Number 3 Texas A&M beats up number 22 Missouri 38-17. Texas A&M improves to 9-0. Missouri falls to 6-3. Unranked Wisconsin, who Luke Fickell, I guess they said he will be back for sure next year. So there was something about him, former Ohio State interim coach, and him in Wisconsin about next year. But they beat number 23 Washington 13-10. Wisconsin, that's their third win. Washington was 23rd, and they're probably unranked now. They're now 6-3 following that loss. Wake Forest beats number 14 University of Virginia 16-9. Wake Forest improves to 6-3. University of Virginia falls to 8-2. California in overtime beats number 15 Louisville 29-26. And in a thriller there, California 6-4, and Louisville falls to 7-2. And that was the rest of the top 25 won this week, including I will pull that up right now for your Big Ten results. Well, before that, last Friday, number 19 USC beat Northwestern 38-17. USC is now 7-10. Now you can do the song. Number 1 Ohio State beats up Purdue 34-10. Ohio State improves to 9-0. Julian Sayin played overall well. Probably dipped a little bit in the Heisman rankings, but he'll definitely still be in the finals for it. It wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't one of his better games with Purdue, but they ran the ball a lot too. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, you want to talk about Heisman, the guy to watch out for is Mendoza of Indiana, as Indiana in the final seconds got a toe-tapping touchdown from their top wide receiver to beat Penn State 27-24. They're number 2 in the nation still and improved to 10-0.
I'm gonna say, I don't think Ohio State and them played this year, unless they're in the same division conference.
We'll talk about it here in a little bit.
I don't know how they're going to play each other.
Maryland loses to Rutgers in New Jersey there, 35-20. Rutgers is in New Jersey, right? I'm going by memory.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So Rutgers improves to 5-5. I told you about Oregon and Iowa and Washington, Wisconsin. The only other Big Ten game we haven't mentioned yet is Nebraska beat UCLA out in California 28-21. Nebraska improves to 7-3. So there you go.
I think Nebraska might be leading the West Conference or whatever they call it. I don't even know. I know it's divided into 2 conferences now.
Right, absolutely. Nebraska is.
I think every number 1 or number 2 in the conference, and because the 2 winners play for the Big Ten championship.
Right. No, Nebraska's going to be definitely a team to watch for that. That's what I meant to say when I zoned out there. But yeah, Nebraska's playing very well this year. Matt Rule's done an incredible job there. Your Big Ten games for Week 12 here. Friday, November 14th on Fox, 9 p.m. Minnesota at number 9 Oregon, and Oregon is favored there. Hold on. Noon at Big Ten Network, Wisconsin at number 2 Indiana. Indiana is heavily favored there. Noon on Fox, number 21 Team Up North at Northwestern, and Team Up North is favored there. 3:30 p.m. on CBS and Paramount Plus. Penn State at Michigan State, and Penn State is favored by a touchdown there. 3:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network. This was going to be a good one. Number 20 Iowa at number 19 USC, and USC is favored there. 3:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 Maryland at Illinois. Illinois is heavily favored in that one. 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 Purdue at number 23 Washington. So Washington State at number 23. That's interesting. Washington is favored there. And then 7:30 p.m. on NBC. For the first time since they joined the Big Ten, UCLA is coming to Columbus to play the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes are supposed to win over by 30. Is the prediction there.
I remember that. I remember that used to be always a lot of times that was a Rose Bowl matchup. UCLA or USC against when Ohio State went out to Rose Bowl on New Year's Day.
Right. And now it's just another Big Ten game. So there you have it. Pulling up their schedule there. Bob, you're right. I was wrong. I thought they played Indiana. It's UCLA, Rutgers, and Team Up North is the rest of Ohio State.
Yeah, they don't play Indiana this year. And that's going to be kind of funny because that's going to be they're in the same. Usually the division winners go to the. You play each other in the Big Ten championship game. Well, if they ain't going to play. If they both end up undefeated, who goes?
It's going to be Ohio State. They're number 1 in the nation. Yeah, Ohio State. If Ohio State goes undefeated, they will represent the East, and they will go. Indiana would go to the playoff though.
Oh yeah, they're going to play.
Ohio State, if they win the Big Ten championship game, would get the bye. If they lose, they might play Indiana. Potentially in the playoff. But Ohio State would lock a playoff spot going to the Big Ten championship.
If you're going to schedule, I don't understand that. You should be scheduling that you're playing every team in your division first.
There's too many now.
Yeah, but how many is there? How many teams are in the division?
Now you're going to make me look.
There's 16 teams, I think, in the Big Ten. So that's 8-8. That's only 7 games.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But 18 teams, so 9 a division.
9 a division. You'd play 8 games. And they play 12 or 13 games. Then you can play 3 outside conference games.
You're still trying to make sense from the NCAA, and it's hurting.
NCAA is a joke.
You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you for the record. But
I mean, your conference champion, the 2 division. Why have divisions then?
That's a good question.
If you're going to send the winner of each division, you should play everybody in your division. The NCAA is a joke.
Right.
Ask me how I feel.
I know.
It's a joke.
Moving to the MAC real quick. This past week's games, last Tuesday, November 4th, Akron beat Massachusetts in Akron 44-10, so that's Akron's 4th win there. So they tied. This is tied for the best season under Moorhead already. Massachusetts is 0-9. A good amount of Massachusetts fans showed up to that game.
I was shocked. There's a lot of Massachusetts fans. Of course, they want to come and see our local bars and our taverns and our restaurants.
Absolutely, because Akron's known for that there. Second blowout for Akron this year. That's something I could get used to there. November 4th, safety Tuesday night. After that game, Miami of Ohio lost to Ohio in Athens, 24-20. In Ohio, improves to 6-3. Wednesday nights, the 5th games. Kent State loses to Ball State in Indiana, 13-17. Ball State improves to 4-5. Northern Illinois gets slaughtered by Toledo in Toledo, 42-3. Toledo improves to 5-4. And then Saturday, there was a game in the Big Ten on Saturday, and that was Bowling Green at Eastern Michigan. And Eastern Michigan with the upset.
Not in the Big Ten, the MAC.
The MAC, MAC, yeah. Yeah, Big Ten normally has games on Saturdays, not in November. The MAC doesn't. But
MAC has our games usually on Tuesdays.
Well, we get the big time networks. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
way to do. But Eastern Michigan improves to 3-7, tied with Bowling Green. After that went 27-21. If I didn't read that score there, Week 12 in the MAC. Okay, 7:30 p.m. ESPNU. I thought this would be ESPN too, so we're getting a little bit disrespected here. Well, it's still on cable, but Kent State at Akron.
The battle for the wagon wheel.
Battle for the right way. Akron's won the past couple for football and quite a few for basketball now. But this one's going to be a good one here. Akron is favored only by 5.5 points. I thought it'd be a little more than that, but I know both programs are at the bottom 10 of the NCAA.
Oh, they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, Massachusetts, of the 144 Division I schools, Massachusetts, of course, we played last week,
Yeah.
is 144. Kent State's a 139, and Akron was 136.
Yep. But
So-
it for Moorhead's job, his job's sake, he should win this game here. You know, we do have a source. I won't tell you who it is because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Now, Bob, you know, if they win out, they win 6 games.
Well, they already talked about if they can win the 6th game, win out, they're going to appeal the ruling of the ban on the bowl game.
Right. That means
So-
they would get a bowl game this year if they win that appeal. So if they win 6 games, they have to win out. They have to
They
be
got to
Kent
win
and Bowling
six,
Green.
6 games. You
Yeah,
know.
they got 2 left. And it is doable. It's realistic. But it starts Tuesday. And by the time you hear this, you'll already know the winner. But we'll be there. It starts Tuesday night. The wagon wheel, Kent versus Akron. Kent's with an interim coach, and of course, you know Moorhead. He wants to win that game, and he beat Kent State up last year.
I mean, he's got to win this game because this I still think he's on the hot seat myself.
Yeah. 8 p.m. ESPN2 on Tuesday night. Ohio at Western Michigan. Ohio is favored by 1 point. Real quick, my condolences to the Western Michigan family. For those that don't know, Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealand passed away last week. So it was heartbreaking and everything. And all the teams did a moment of silence for him before their game. He is a Western Michigan alum. That's where he was drafted out of. So my condolences to the Western Michigan
Broncos.
Broncos there and their nation there. You know, we don't like to see it at all, but especially because we are such big MAC fans. You know, it's really tough to see a kid make it to that pro level, make the team get some serious playing time, and then no longer be with us. 24 years young. So that's always tough so we're thinking about you, Western Michigan people. We really are. Wednesday, November 12th games, 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. Buffalo at Central Michigan. Central Michigan is favored there. 7 p.m. on ESPNU. Northern Iowa. Northern Illinois at Massachusetts. And Illinois is only favored by 11.5 points. Can Massachusetts win their first game as a member of the MAC? 7 p.m. on ESPN2, Toledo at Miami of Ohio. That's going to be a good one. A lot of MAC championships between those two teams there. There is a game on Saturday. And it's the second weakest matchup in the MAC next to Northern Iowa and Massachusetts. Which, by the way, that's funny. The Northern Iowa, Massachusetts. One team's going to leave us after this year, and this is the first year for the other team. So noon on ESPN Plus, Eastern Michigan at Ball State, and Eastern Michigan is favored by a little bit there. So that's your MAC games there.
I'll tell you what, UMass when they came to Akron, they had a nice crowd. They had a good team. I mean, it was they had big guys. I think their line was bigger than ours.
Yeah, they really did there. Other top 25 matchups to look out for this week in my picks. And of course, I always pick the teams that are ranked and go against each other. One I will mention to watch out for upset noon on Big Ten Network, Wisconsin at number 2 Indiana. Wisconsin already upset one ranked team last week. They could do it again. So just watch out for that one.
I don't see that one happening. I don't see that.
Noon on ABC, number 10 Notre Dame at number 24 Pitt. Watch out for that one there. We mentioned the Iowa USC game. That's going to be a good one. 3:30 p.m. on ABC. Number 12 Oklahoma at number 4 Alabama. Watch out. That might be the game of the week. That's going to be the game of the week there. That or 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Number 11 Texas at number 5 Georgia.
That could be a good game.
Texas just had an athlete, you know, the ones that play multiple positions, prospect this morning poached by Ohio State. And I know North Carolina, Bill Belichick's team, got poached by Ohio State over the weekend. So Ohio State's just picking them apart, saying, "No, we wanted them. We're gonna
we
take
don't hear
them."
much about North Carolina. How is Bill doing down there?
It's not great.
Not great.
Yeah, it's not UMass. It's not Kent State, but it's not Ohio State either, and that's what I think people were hoping there.
Well, give him a year or two. This is the first year down there.
That's the first time he's coached.
College,
Yeah,
Then you got a 25-year-old girlfriend.
fiance.
Well, the fiance, they getting married?
They're getting married. Yes, they are. Biggest jumps in the top 25 here. It's actually near the bottom. Tennessee jumped from 23 to 21. Cincinnati jumped from 25 to 22. Pittsburgh went unranked 28 to 23rd. James Madison, we'll talk about them in a second.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them in a second.
27th to 24th. South Florida unranked 31 to 25. So there was a lot of moving at the bottom there. The rest in the middle, there was some movement, not a ton, but it's mostly the same from the past couple weeks there. So, yeah, we got a minute there. Look, we'll start with Akron basketball there because, I mean, they've been very impressed. So we are talking, NCAA basketball is underway. Last week was a great week for the Akron Zips basketball program. Last Monday, beating James Madison 85 to 71 at home. And you, Bob, you were there. You said it was close at first.
Oh, it was close at first. Then Akron just pulled away.
There
Away
you
from
go.
them toward the end there.
Then Saturday, they beat up an Ivy League school.
And I heard through the grapevine that was a game that Akron U. Last year, Princeton beat them at Princeton on a last-second shot that Akron should have. Akron should have won
better.
Could have defended better. Akron should have won the game, so they had something to prove against Princeton, and they proved it.
Right. They beat it, and
They beat them up bad.
a lot of people are saying this was a big. Eyes are turning to the Zips after that victory, 104 to 69.
Well, we're going to know We're going to know
This week.
This week. We're going to know how good Akron is because they played number 1 Purdue next week. I think next Saturday.
So, no, it's this coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
Yes.
They play. I'm a hit. You're right. I'm a hit.
Wednesday at home, they play Penn State Shenango.
Yeah, that's a Division II school out there.
I think it's I don't like when Division I's do that, but we'll get to that in a sec too because Ohio State did something this past week. They're going to play them on Wednesday at home, and then Sunday they go at number 1 Purdue. So
I'm hoping the Big Ten Network carries that.
Yes, Big Ten Network will carry that one, 7:30 p.m. So after the Browns lose again, you can turn the Big Ten Network on to see Akron play Purdue, and that's going to be the game to watch there.
What do you mean after the Browns lose again? I won't even turn the Browns on. I ain't going to know if they won or lost anyway.
Real quick, Ohio State last week, they played only small schools.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I remember when Akron U, they always played small schools right off the bat. And James Madison is in the Sun Belt Conference. Now this is what is teeing me off. Last year, the Sun Belt Conference had 3 teams go to the NCAA tournament. We had 1 team, the team that won the MAC tournament. This is the Sun Belt Challenge, where the MAC playing the Sun Belt. Every MAC school played a Sun Belt school. Right. We went 10-2 against the Sun Belt Conference in this first round. Now, on January, in the middle of January, they do it again. And in Akron, I don't forget who Akron playing, but NCAA, you better look at that. You had 3 teams from the Sun Belt. MAC had 1, and we whipping on them.
Right, I agree. We got to take a break. We're a little bit over. When we come back, Ohio State basketball, Cleveland Cavaliers basketball, Browns, and football. A former Browns coordinator just lost his head coach position. We're going to talk about that more. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to 10 Cent Beer here on FitZMintsRadio.com. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
And we left off with Ohio State men's basketball and their schedule coming up. They played University of Indiana in Indianapolis, the Horizon League team. last week. Indiana University, Indianapolis. That's what they go by. 118 to 102. Again, that's Horizon League, so that's Cleveland State's conference there. Then Friday, this one shocked me. They played for PFW, and that is a cross. That's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's a cross between Purdue and I think Indiana University. It's a cross between two of them. And they're in the Horizon League now too. I didn't know that. They were Division 2 when I went to school in Fort Wayne, but not there. Yeah, I mean, they're not a very big school at all, but Ohio State played them, beat them 94 to 68. This week, Ohio State on Tuesday plays Appalachian State on Big Ten Plus, 6:30 p.m. And then Sunday, we were talking about Akron Zips got a big game playing number 1 Purdue. Sunday, Ohio State plays Notre Dame on Fox Sports 1, 12:30 p.m. So while everybody's about to turn on football, they're going to play. That does not seem very fair, but that's okay.
Fair about what? Playing before football or playing? Well, if you're in Cleveland, you probably want something else to watch anyway.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Cleveland, here's the good Cleveland team, Bob. We're going to start with them. Don't worry. All right. Cleveland Cavaliers are now 7-3 after having a clean sweep last week, going 3-0, beating the 76ers last Wednesday 132 to 121. Beating the Wizards at Washington. And that was a cup game, too. 148 to 114. And then Saturday against the Bulls, I was there. 128 to 122. They beat them. Darius Garland returned in the Sixers game. And he played the Sixers and Wizards because Wizards and Bulls were back-to-back. They did not play him in the Bulls game. So far, so good. Playing pretty well. Again, he was not supposed to come back till the prediction was early January. Maybe late December, the earliest. He's back. He's looking good. He's looking healthy. He's moving well. Max Strus got the boot off of his foot, but he's still got a little bit ways to progress. But they said he's a little ahead of schedule right now. He had surgery on a broken foot over summer camp there, so they're waiting for him to heal up. Right, and then Larry Nance Jr. banged up his knee. He was unavailable to play against the Bulls last Saturday. Being there last Saturday, first quarter, great. Second quarter, I never want to see him play a quarter like that ever again. It was terrible. It was bad. It was all around bad.
Well, you have your days.
Third quarter, fantastic. Fourth quarter, pretty good too, and that's what closed out the deal. But I mean, their biggest problem I have with them, they're taking too many bad shots. There's a time when you take a shot. I understand when the shot clock is about to run down, you got to chuck up a shot. That's one thing. But they're taking shots with people in their face like you and me right now, Bob. Yeah, exactly like that. Like, are you going to really take a shot? I mean, it's one thing if you're Evan Mobley and you're going up against a 6'2" guy, you can take a shot in front of him. It's not going to bother you, you know. But they're taking shots with guys just completely all over them covered, and it's balance the take another pass or two. Get a better shot, get a better open guy, and take that shot there. If you miss, you miss. But when the better shots they take, the more they make. I mean, there's got to be statistics somewhere there for them last season and this season so far. So this week for the Cavaliers, you'll know the result by the time you hear this. But Monday, 7:30 p.m., they're at Miami to play the Heat. I do know Bam Adebayo, the Heat center, their best player. He is out for tonight, so he's not going to be there. So something to take advantage of. Wednesday, they are still in Miami. Both games on Fox Sports 1 by the FanDuel, by the way. They're at Miami again, so back-to-back games in Miami with a day off on Tuesday. Thursday, they're at home against Toronto to play the Raptors. NBA TV and FanDuel will cover that one. Raptors are playing very well. The team's already lost to the Raptors once before, so
they're playing Miami and Miami both games?
Yes. They do that sometimes. Cut on travel, give them a day off in between. It doesn't happen a lot on the schedule, but it happens. Saturday versus the Grizzlies, NBA TV, 5 p.m. and FanDuel will have it too. Grizzlies off to an okay start. I guess the Timberwolves recently called about Grizzlies' best player, John Morant, about his availability if they're interested. Because Grizzlies got a lot of draft picks. They did do some trading in the off season, so it's a younger squad there. But I think out of the schedule, I think they could realistically walk away 3-1, either drop one in Miami or drop the one against the Raptors. They could go 4-0. I would like to see it, but I'm going to go with if they can go at least 3-1. I think that's very successful. 2-2 at the worst. Anything worse than that, you're in trouble. But they're 7-3. They're playing pretty well right now. Overall, pretty healthy. So we'll take it. Okay. Browns. It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Losing the Jets that way. Fans got on Dylan Gabriel's case. I gave him a B grade rating yesterday. There were some bad throws, but he didn't turn over the ball. He overall played well. But if you give up back-to-back special teams touchdowns, you're probably not going to win the game. And
they gave a kickoff return and a punt return.
Right, back-to-back. You can't do that. You cannot do that. And that's what I blame as the result of the loss of the game there. I know Myles Garrett threw his teammate under the bus. Cam, he had a.
Well, Myles getting upset. He renegotiated a contract to stay with Cleveland because he wanted traded.
Right.
And he was thinking, I think they were going to be better, and the people above was going to bring him in better players and stuff like that, and nothing happened. And Myles could have went and got a lot more money than what he's getting now.
On paper, this team is talented. The issue is the quarterback consistency in the play call.
The issue is the coaching staff, and it's time to go.
You're going to probably see some moves there. Cam Thomas is who he threw under the bus. Unfortunately, there was one thing that hurt just as much as the loss yesterday, speaking of Myles. He only had 1 sack yesterday. If he had 2 sacks, he would have had the record for 12 sacks in the first 10 games, the first 7 seasons of their career, before 30.
He probably didn't really care. Because he said that in an interview, sacks don't mean nothing to me. The wins are what I want.
Right, and
he gets to the point that he probably getting peed off.
Tommy Reese, I thought overall called a good first game. He's the offensive coordinator now, making the calls. So we mentioned that on the last show there. There was the one call I did not like. There was 4th and 1, and they passed it instead of running because running got them all the yards.
Who's calling?
It's Tommy Reese now. However, they looked back on the play because Dylan Gabriel gets sacked on the play. Gabriel screwed the play up. He had 4 guys wide open for the first down.
It's another one. I think it's time to put the other guy in.
Well, and the issue with Gabriel is
put the other guy in.
He doesn't turn over the ball. That's the good part. He's consistently not seeing the field well. And I get there's been some drop passes, but he has not thrown many passes over 10 yards. Now, he did throw a couple touchdowns for over 10 yards yesterday. But he hasn't. I mean, he's hesitant to throw the ball long range. And right now they said he is the starter. And I'm predicting he will be the starter throughout November. I think they'll turn to Shedeur in December. That's what I think is going on.
I think to give the kid a shot.
Because they have a 5% chance of making the playoffs. No, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but that's where they're at. Another loss will be a 0, I mean, and here's the messed up part.
What are they at? What, 2-6?
2-7.
2-7. I mean, they could win 8 in a row, and that'd be 10-7. That could make the playoffs.
And they have a weak schedule, but they didn't beat the Jets yesterday, Bob.
They beat probably the worst. They lost to the worst team in the NFL probably right now.
You want to hear the worst part about this, Bob? I was looking, and I was calculating. So I don't know the official standings yet. Where would they sit in the draft order right now at 2-7? Could you guess?
Probably last.
No. I'm talking about.
They'll probably get the number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick.
What do they do? Go after a quarterback? They do that every year.
You're talking 5 or 6 right now. Yeah, they're not even the worst team in the league right now at 2-7. You have 2 teams that are 2-8, played 1 more game than them and lost 1 more.
Because of the buys.
Yeah, the buys and stuff. And then there's a couple of teams. The Tennessee's number 1 with 1 win. They're the worst in the league right now.
Oh. Well,
Jets were the number 1 pick as of yesterday until yesterday's game. So there you go. But
well, we still got 2 wins, so we'll be in the top 5.
It's going to be. They're 5-21 since the beginning of the 2024 season. This is just it's not good. This is bad, and there's no good.
I mean, you can't tell me Savansky's ain't on the hot seat.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
But then again, the way the ownership is, Haslam, who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
Who knows?
I will tell you that they did ask about Deshaun Watson this morning. The reporters did, and he just said that's not in our plans this week to take him to take him to practice. Because they asked, is he ready for practice, and he said that's not in the plan. So,
So what are they gonna do? I mean, they got 8 games left. It's
better
going to take
figure
them 2 or 3 weeks to get practice, to get ready. The season's going to be overtime. This kid's going to be ready. They should have got rid of the bum a long time ago. Sorry, my friend. I shouldn't say that. They should have got rid of the fine gentleman a couple years ago, instead of giving him $240 million to set the bench.
Right.
That's my belief.
Right. The other thing I thought about, Bob, there's going to be some good coaching vacancies. Today, this morning, Giants fired Brian Dable, former Browns offensive coordinator.
Grable.
No, Dable. I'll be interested, and I'm dead serious when I say this. Stefanski's a 2-time Coach of the Year award winner. There's a lot of respect from along the league. I'm wondering if they can offer him for trade, because you can trade coaches. And the average price for a coach is a first-round pick. Now, they might not get that, but they could get 2 seconds potentially for him. I would say before they fire him, maybe keep him the rest of the season.
Would the Giants want him?
They could. But get something for him. You know what I mean? If he's already got 2 coaches of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's got to go. Something's got to happen. This is horrible. This is horrible. I'll tell you right now, I will not watch another game this year.
There you go. We got to make our predictions.
Yeah, let's
here.
get our predictions out of the way.
We don't know that tonight's result, we're taping on Monday, for Philadelphia at Green Bay. I forget who we picked for that one.
I wasn't here last week.
You weren't.
Yeah, that's right. So
I think I picked Green Bay by an edge. They are favored by 1 tonight. I'm going by memory. If I didn't, this one was going to be a toss-up, I said. So, Week 11, your bye weeks are the Indianapolis Colts, who pulled off a big trade for Sauce Gardner from the Jets last week, and New Orleans Saints. That is it. And Saints would be the 2nd overall pick if the draft were today. So they need a break there. Thursday, November 13th, Amazon Network, 8:15 p.m. New York Jets at the New England Patriots. Jets coming off a win against the Browns. Patriots coming off a loss. Win against Tampa Bay.
That was the Jets' 2nd win in a row.
Yep, that was. New England's favorite, Bob. What do you think? Are they going to win 3 in a row?
No, I think New England will beat them.
I'm going to go with New England here, too. They're just a better team, period. 9:38 a.m. NFL Network. I can't remember if this is Berlin or England. I think it's England. It's one of those foreign games.
Madrid.
And Madrid. It's Madrid. Bob is correcting me in saying Madrid.
It's Madrid. They're going to Spain.
Washington Commanders at the Miami Dolphins.
How many times has Washington been over? They've been to London. I guess being Washington, you got your diplomatic stuff.
Yeah. Oh, if you're going to pick a goofy name like the Commanders instead of a good name like the Redskins, then I guess you deserve to be overseas.
Yeah, that's true.
Commanders coming off a bad loss to the Lions, and then you have Miami coming off an upset win against Buffalo. I mean, they creamed Buffalo. NFL Net. What do you think, Bob? Is Miami going to win a 2nd in a row here?
No, I'll take Miami.
I'm going to take Miami as well. Washington's going to be without their starting quarterback for a few games, so I'm going to take Miami here. They're playing a little bit better now. They got a big win under their belt. They're going to be happier there. 1 p.m. on Fox. Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. Carolina Panthers got upset by New Orleans yesterday, so that's what also set up for. So Browns might be 2nd. No, because they're still 2-8. So New Orleans still 2-8. So, but yeah, New Orleans pulled the upset there, and then they're going to play the Atlanta Falcons that got beat in overtime to the Indianapolis Colts. So Carolina at Atlanta. What do you think, Bob?
I'm going to go Atlanta.
I'm going Carolina. I like the way Carolina's been playing of late. I think this would be a good win for them. I'm going to go Carolina there. 1 p.m. on CBS. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off a loss against the Patriots will be at Buffalo, who just got upsetted by.
I can't believe Buffalo got beat. I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
Taking Tampa Bay at Buffalo there. Give me Buffalo by a field goal. It's going to be a tough one, but Buffalo's not. I mean, Buffalo's going to get it together. And
I think Baker's going to have a field day.
I think both of them are going to have a field day. I think it's going to be an overall good game. 1 p.m. on CBS. The Los Angeles Chargers, who beat up the Pittsburgh Steelers last night at the Jacksonville.
How bad was that score?
It was 25-10.
Oh, that ain't. Anyway, who's the Steeler got? Who's the Steelers playing?
No, we haven't said yet.
Oh,
Not for this week.
uh,
Yeah, but they're Chargers at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's coming off a loss too against Houston.
I'm
Chargers.
taking Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers too. They're just the better team there. Jacksonville's beat up, and there's just a lot of drama in Jacksonville right now. 1 p.m. on Fox. Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Bears coming off a win against the Giants that set Dable up to be fired today. The Vikings coming off a loss against Baltimore. Bob, what are you thinking here? They've met before already.
I'd go with the Vikings.
I'm going with the Bears. I think Caleb Williams will just outdo McCarthy there. 1 p.m. on Fox, Green Bay Packers at New York Giants. We don't know what Green Bay is doing tonight, but the Giants lost last week. Green Bay favored by 8 here. What do you think, Bob?
Green Bay.
I'm going with Green Bay, too. Giants might be turned back to Russell Wilson after Jackson Dart got a concussion yesterday, so we'll see. 1 p.m. on CBS, just to answer your question there, Bob. Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I'm telling you know who I'm taking.
Bengals were on bye week. Joe Burrow back in practice today, but limited. He has to wait 21 days before he can be active. So Joe Flacco will be the guy against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And I'm going with Joe.
He's going to.
I'm going with the Bengals.
He's going with Joe right there. I'm going with Pittsburgh by 3. It's a tough one. Pittsburgh's at home. I think Pittsburgh's going to edge them out there.
Pittsburgh.
1 p.m. on Fox. Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee had a bye week this past week. Houston beat Jacksonville. What do you think, Bob? We got an AFC South matchup here. Houston's favored by 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston.
I'm going to go with Houston's going to roll. I think Houston will win by at least 17. 4:05 p.m. on Fox. San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals.
That's a no-doubter.
Well, Arizona getting beat up by Seattle yesterday, and then San Francisco losing to the Rams, so they're both coming off a loss.
Yeah, but San Francisco ain't gonna lose 2 in a row.
I agree. San Francisco's going to win. I do think Brissett's playing well in Arizona, though. 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Art Modell's Baltimore Ravens come to Cleveland to play the Browns.
God,
Bob,
I'll tell you what. This game can go either way, as long as Cleveland don't show up. I'll go with Baltimore.
I'm going Baltimore by 7. I think it'll be better than last.
I think it's going to be worse.
I think it's going to be better than last time with Cleveland at home. I would love for them to win this game, but they're going to just tee me off this week. 4:05 p.m. on Fox, Seattle Seahawks at Los Angeles Rams, and both teams coming off a win there. Bob, what do you think?
Go Seattle.
I'm gonna go Los Angeles. They're at home. Both these teams, either one could win. This could be game of the week here. But I'm gonna go with Rams here. 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Kansas City Chiefs at Denver Broncos. Chiefs had a bye week. Broncos edged out the Raiders last Thursday. What do you think, Bob?
They're at Denver. I'm gonna take Denver.
I'm gonna take Denver in the upset too. But I like the way Denver's defense has been playing, and Mahomes struggles in Denver. That's
that mile high. You know, he's high up there, mile.
He's high up there for sure. 8:20 p.m. NBC, waiting all day for Sunday night. Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. Detroit beat up the Commanders yesterday. Their head coach now calling offensive plays, and there was a drastic improvement. What do you think, Bob? We got Detroit at Philly.
I'll go with Detroit.
I'm going to go in a heavy matchup with this. I'm going to go with the defense. I'm going to go with Philly. Philly's favored by a point and a half. I think it'll be about 3 points. I think it's going to be that one could be game of the week. Either that or Seattle or Rams.
I'll go with Detroit.
Monday, November 17th. I don't know who set this matchup up and why is this. 8:15 p.m. ABC Monday Night Football is the Dallas Cowboys at the Las Vegas Raiders. Cowboys coming off a bye week. Raiders coming off a loss against the Broncos. Both teams are not that good. Bob, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Raiders should have won that game Thursday. They're a little bit of a mess right now. too many penalties. I'm going with Dallas Cowboys by 3.
I'm going.
It's gonna be tough.
I gotta go with black and silver.
We're out of time. We're out of time. Next week, we'll talk about our high school game of the week. Whether this was our last one or we have another one, we'll find out. We'll talk about the Cavaliers. We'll talk about Zips and Buckeyes basketball and football. We have to talk about the Brothers. We'll talk about I think I said Cavaliers. We'll talk about the Cavaliers twice.
Talk about
if we
the
have to.
clowns.
We'll talk. Yeah. Everybody be good to each other. Enjoy yourselves. Thanksgiving's almost here. The long weekend's almost here. But we have a show before then. So until then, be good to each other. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
Go Cavs and Zips. Take that wagon.
Go Zips. Yeah, go Zips.
And beat Purdue.
How the old saying there? How they do it? There you go, Zip.
There you
There's, oops, I can't see it on the screen.
Good night.
Good night. Adios.